Character designs provided by Demon Arty. Be sure to check her out over on her social media platforms. Links to her Twitter and Instagram are going to be in the description down below. Guess what, everybody?
It's my birthday.
That's right. It's my birthday, but you're getting all the gifts. And this year, you're getting a bunch of Amphibia reviews. Gonna try to knock out as many as I can, fill the whole day up with nothing but Amphibia fun. And I'm gonna start with episode 7, Quarrier's Pass. I'm awful with names and spellings and things, but I think that's what it is. But a fun episode. Some brother sister bonding moments, learning how to get over yourselves a little bit, work together, solve problems, how you're better working as a team than working against each other, and have some pretty fun gags too. So we open up and the family, they're in the wagon, the family wagon, and I like how Anne and Pop Pop kind of getting along because even though Pop Pop's like an old man, Anne's an old, she's a young woman. She's growing up and not necessarily wanting to do all the silly stuff that the younger ones are doing. So they're just hanging out and they're making good time. And they're like, man, this journey's really, really nice. It's just one thing. Freaking Polly and Sprig are fighting. And this is giving me flashbacks. My nephews, when they get on each other and they'll fight for the dumbest reasons for hours it could be over anything, and they will fight over it. And I could just, they do stuff like this where they're just constantly just picking at each other. And oh look, I'm playing the punch buggy, but there's literally a punch buggy. It literally looks like a fist. I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, they're just being silly kids, so they're constantly mocking each other, and they can do some pretty good impressions of each other where obviously it's the voice actor, but when you hear Sprig's voice coming out of Polly's mouth, it's hilarious. And the other way around too, when you hear Polly's voice coming out of Sprig's mouth, it's just weird. But yeah, so they keep fighting, and they're like, oh, we got to do something to help them get along. Then they come up upon Quarrier's Pass, and I guess it's you go down this way and then you learn to like work together, and then they're going to go around, and since it meets in the middle anyway, so here, you guys go do this. This could be potentially insanely dangerous, but they're willing just to kick them out of the wagon. So like, yeah, you guys go do that. It was driving them nuts because these damn kids need to get along. So they're like, okay, we're going to finally get some quiet time. Sprig and Polly are going to learn how to work together. So it's a bunch of little trials, like little things where you have to do things to work together. There's like this log bridge, but it's not connected to anything, so it moves around. And of course, Polly's like, oh, let's race across, and I'm going to be the first one. But it starts to fall and everything. And this is the comedy that I like. And someone brought up before, like, oh, you say you don't like the silly comedy that's in Owl House, but what about Amphibia? It's not the same. This comedy that takes place in this show makes sense. In Owl House, you get kind of like this, like it pulls you out of the show with pajama tea parties where it just comes out of nowhere. This, it's more natural. It feels like it fits in the world. Anyways, no more talk about Owl House. It's all about Amphibia today. So she starts to fall, and then check this. Even she's falling to her death, she's still gonna talk crap. I love it. Of course, he's gonna save his sister. And then Sprig's like, we have to go slow. So I love this little crawl that they do, like this little like on his fingers. And she's getting irritated. Like, it's taking long. Why don't we just jump across? There's no way he can make this jump. It's way too far. It's even farther than some pond he tried to jump over. And then because he hurt himself trying to jump it. But she's like, oh, wait a second. Maybe there's that rickety bridge. If we do what we did there, we'll be able to get across. So it's like a balance thing. So as it starts to balance one way, Polly will roll to that side and keep it from falling over. Or they could have just continued to crawl across. I mean, I'm going to err on safety like 99% of the time, but they get across, they work together. So it's like, oh, okay, when they work as a team, they work so much better than when they're fighting. I'm sorry, but I would just enjoy the silence. So the Pop Pop and Anna things like, oh, it's nice and quiet. That's a little too quiet. I guess Pop Pop, you just can't. Some people can't stand silence. Oh my goodness. I used to do rideshare. I used to drive, and there'd be people who love to talk, and I could talk to people. Or if you want dead silence, I'm cool with dead silence. So either of those two things work perfectly for me. So Hop Pop is getting like all like, I don't know what to say. I gotta say something. So he brings up, oh, so Anne, you got a boyfriend, and she kicks him out of the wagon.
So do you have a boyfriend back home?
Hilarious. And still pretty young, and that anything to do with relationships are going to be like embarrassing. I'm not going to talk to you about this, okay? You're like an old man. I know we're friends, but I'm not going to talk to you about relationships. Get back to Sprig and Polly, and they're doing all this stuff to work together. They like, lock arms and climb the thing with their feet, swing across some rocks, grab onto a ladder thing. So they're doing all the cool stuff to work together. So it's like, whoa, they're starting to understand each other. I'm like, that happened a little too quick. There needs to be some more conflict for like that to get resolved. They get to the end, and it was just like a fake painted backdrop, like a freaking Wile E. Coyote cartoon, Roadrunner. It's like, oh, maybe you're supposed to go to this cave. Okay, scary as hell. They just go in there, and they have Anne's phone, so they're like using it as a flashlight and everything. And pretty funny gag here.
Oh, perspective, clever.
Like the perspective, they think he ran into the wall. I love the fact that it looked like it was deeper than it was. Very Willy Wonka. That hallway that got smaller. So they start walking. He steps on her tail. They start fighting again. Watch your big stupid feet. And then they start arguing again. I'm like, oh, geez. And it's always something small. And he even said he was sorry. But of course, Polly has, oh, watch your big stupid feet. Really, Polly? Was that necessary? But brothers and sisters, what are you going to do? They see two paths. Oh, why don't you go that way and I'll go this way. Right, guys, scary cave. You don't know where you're going. Don't split up. But they split up anyways. I do love this bioluminescent mushrooms that's like part of the world of Amphibia. So she's walking with it and everything, and then she kind of hears like a noise and turns around. Holy crap. Look at this thing. Look at those teeth. No, thank you. And it's like, oh, yeah, that was a good joke, because they're talking about how the walls are thin. And she's like, oh, you're remarkably thin. She's like, oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I meant to eat you. He goes like, starts chasing after her. Big old scary looking worm thing. And there's also one on Sprig's side. So they're both being chased by these giant worms. They fall into like a pit of bones. Hooray, kids cartoon. And we find out that these things are brother and sister, and they're connected. So it's like a double dragon. So, okay, brother and sister, they're brother and sister. They're working together. Then they chase them into this thing. Okay, I can kind of see the parallels here. Then you can see that they're blind, and they go by sound. So, and then Sprig's trying to cover Polly's mouth. Shut the hell up, dummy. You're going to get us killed. But they start jumping around, and they get into like a little crevice, a little crack in the wall because they're really small. Then the other two start arguing. They start talking, oh, if you would have been quicker, just help me find a stick. Oh, you're so stupid. And I do love this whole scene, because some people don't realize something until it happens to them. Oh, wow, their arguing is really it's really loud and obnoxious. Could you imagine listening to that for an hour? And then Polly's like, or 2 weeks. And they're like, oh, damn. That's what we've been doing. We've been pretty awful. Not only being bad to Anne and Pop is just like being travel companions, just being bad to each other, because, your family shouldn't be fighting so much. Then they kind of agree, hey, if we get out of here, let's get along. Let's give Pop and Anne a break, let's not fight. So they kind of come up with an idea. And it's really funny because they can do voices. She can impersonate the brother, and then starts talking crap to her. Oh, you think here's your stick right here? Hits him across the face. Then Sprig can intimidate, copy the sister, impersonate, and then that was uncalled for. And they start fighting and start roughhousing and knocking each other around. But here's the thing: when these two fight, they're like giant worms. It's not like when Sprig and Polly fight and they just kind of maybe can knock over a table or something. These people are gonna knock down the damn mountain. So they use all that crazy confusion to get out of there, and woohoo, save the day. And they got to the end of the trail, and like, oh, where's Sprig and where's Hop and Anne? This is what I look like. That's Anne. That's my energy when I'm responding to comments that are just so unbelievable. I don't get them much on Amphibia comments, but like in other things where people just bring up the most ridiculous thing, and I'm like, oh my God, do I even respond to this? Like when people accuse me of being racist, I'm like, how do you get that from my review? I don't know, but that's what I look like when I have to read stupid crap like that. But Hop keeps talking about, relationships are like a seed and you have to plant it in. It's like, I don't want to hear any of this. Then, oh good, Polly and Sprig, come here, please. Say anything, do anything to make noise, because Hop can't stand the silence. So I was like, oh, hello kids, I didn't know you got here. So he's just like gone like off the deep end. Oh, you just got here in time. We could talk to Anne about her boyfriend again. And he gets knocked off the thing. End of the episode. Funny, good laughs. I love family. That's anyone who's been a long time watcher of any of my reviews. family, family, family. I love family stuff, and a good family, brother, sister, where guys, because when they do work together, they're like an amazing team. So let's cut down on the fighting and start doing more of the working together, because we can do some amazing things when we work as a team, and brothers and sisters should be that good team. So yeah, one episode down, try to get as many out as I can, because it's my birthday. That's in here. Thanks for watching the video. Remember, you can contact us on any of the social media platforms in the description down below. And while you're here, be sure to click on one of the videos over on the right.